Hi, this is Rony Mullick, and you are watching the post market show. Today is the 12th of May, and let's discuss what happened in the markets today. And obviously, the all important the Indian inflation data is out, and let us see how things have been in the markets today. Obviously, it's absolute bloodbath everywhere. The markets are in deep red. Things have been very bearish for the last few days, and to put with that, the US inflation data which came last evening was higher than expectation, which again set the market on again a bearish path, and our markets followed exactly the US markets. It's again a major gap down today in the market, and from there all we saw was continuous selling. And for the last few days, the bank nifty was welcome respite. It was trying to stabilize in the bottom levels after ending 4 days continuously in the green, has completely crashed today. It has absolutely gave up, fail almost more than 1100 points, bank nifty, which is the major contributor to nifty's downside today. So let's get right into the charts and look at the important levels, how the markets has traded today. Looking into Nifty at first, we can see that the market has fallen hugely. It opened with a huge gap down at around 16,000 level, and from there was a continuous selling, and the market made continuously lower lows and stabilized somewhere around 17,335, and from there we must around 230. After that, the markets recovered around 100 points. Maybe it was due to the buy orders placed by the domestic institutional investors. And then the market closed somewhere just about 15,800 levels. So this is the story of Nifty today, and it's red written over it all along. So if you count from yesterday's closing to today's low, the market has made around 450 points swing. So you can imagine the amount of wealth destruction which the market has faced today, and it only magnifies when we look at the chart of bank nifty. So again, it was performing beautifully for the last 3 or 4 trading sessions, and today all hell broke loose, and the market has been continuously falling, and it fell around, if you look at from the yesterday's high to today's low, it fell around 1500 points. So obviously things have been very bearish. So the only hope for our markets was bank nifty, but that did not sustain today. Bank nifty also fell drastically, moving the entire nifty down along with it. So the major reason for bank nifty's fall, you can say, is the results of Punjab National Bank, which is a PSU bank, and it did not, the result was poor than expected, and it almost hit a lower circuit and ended at around 13.6% in the red. So this has been the major negative sentiment for the banking sector has been caused by the results of Punjab National Bank. We can say that. So talking about the India VIX today has again risen. So at one point of time in the day it was more than 10%, but on a close to close basis it is up by 6.4%, at closing at around 24.34 levels. And what point of time it also touched 25, and which is again not a good sign. For the last few days we are seeing that the India VIX is on an upward trend, which means the markets are getting more and more volatile in the days, and if it does not come down in the future, in the coming days, we can expect a major downtrend again in the markets. So that is something to be looked out for. And so this was about India VIX. So if we look at the levels of the FII buying activity, obviously we'll look at that. So the markets are at a place where the FIIs continue to sell, and they have sold for more than 5,000 crores once again. So 5,255 crore to be precise. So that's again a major selling. So this, if you add up all the figures for the last 2 weeks combined in the May series, they have sold around 32,000 crores, which is again a huge amount of selling from the foreign institutional investors. I don't think this much of selling has we have ever seen in the markets before, maybe during the COVID times, but other than that, this is something absolutely huge. And DIIs have supported the markets yet again with buying of around 4,800 crores, which we can say was at the last moment to save the Nifty from falling below 15,700 levels. So this is the FII DII activities from the day. Now, if you look at the inflation data, which I told you is a very, very important data to be looked at for the Indian markets. And as you can see in the screen, it was announced as expected at 5:30 p.m. in the evening today. It came at around 7.79%, which is much, much higher than 6.95% from the month of March. So the inflation has increased significantly, and the people were expecting that it should come out around 7.5%. That was the consensus, but it's a surprise that it has also been broken, and it is almost a 0.3% higher than what people were expecting, which is again a very, very bearish sign and can add to the negative sentiments in the markets in the coming days. So this is the inflation data, and so we can expect more interest rate hikes from the RBI in the upcoming meetings. So that is something to keep in mind. So the financial sectors should be underperforming if this continues. So coming back to the charts, let us look at the US markets right now. So again, there is no news story. It continues to fall and fall. The S&P 500 is down 1.4% as we speak. Dow Jones, same story, 1.4%, and Nasdaq is again has fallen more than 2% and still trading in the red. So this is the story of the US markets, which is again completely bearish, and the bearish sign never seems to end. You can see that the major fall, it has been continuously falling. This is the Nasdaq daily charts, which I'm showing you on the screen. You can see that it has continuously fell and it's falling like there's no tomorrow. Same with DJI and same with S&P 500. It is continuing to fall, and there seems to be no end to this. Talking about the US VIX, it was actually coming down in the last 2 to 3 days, but today it seems to have increased to around 4%, and it is trading around 33-34 level, which is again on the higher side. But let's hope that the VIX comes down in the US market. So towards the end, we have to see how the US market closes, and so this is the VIX level, and we have already talked about the India VIX. And also, if you address the USD INR situation, the Indian rupee has hit a record depreciation, where it hit almost 77.6%. Now, in the history of Indian rupee, it has never been so weak. So it is inching towards 78 rupee per dollar, which is again a very, very bad situation for the Indian economy, because if the rupee depreciates further, our foreign reserves will be at a strain, and we do not want to lose out on the foreign reserves, because it's very important for the trading that the Indian does, especially the crude oil imports. The most of the Indian dollars are spent on import of the crude oil and gold. Gold is not that much necessary, but crude oil is absolutely crucial for the running of an economy. So that is the situation with the USD INR. It continues to be weaker and weaker. So this is about how the markets have ended today. So as I've told you already, the banks were the ones which actually underperformed after seeing a lot of good performance in the last few days. And interestingly, obviously it's all the indexes fell huge. All the Nifty Pharma, Nifty IT, Nifty FMCG, everything fell today, and there was red all over the market. But the only thing which ended less in the red is the Nifty IT index. So maybe we have already discussed this, and we have also seen that whenever we see the rupee depreciating, it is actually good for the IT companies because they do a lot of outsourcing, and whatever the payments they get, especially from the US, they get it in dollars. And if the rupee is weak, they actually earn more due to the difference in exchange rate. So that is why maybe the Nifty IT index was the only thing which ended less in the red. So that is the situation of the markets right now. So again, for tomorrow, an important news to look at is the SBI results. So the State Bank of India will be coming out with its results. So that is something to look out for. The last time it was the SBI results which turned around the markets, especially Bank Nifty. So hopefully SBI results bring some kind of arrest to the fall that's been happening for the last few days. So talking about Nifty, we can say that the immediate, if you look at the charts, the immediate support can be the 15,670 levels. So which was the panic fall during 8th of March. This is the next level we can expect Nifty to take support around. And if this is broken, we can again expect a further fall, and the next support comes at a level of 15,400. So at this moment, it's meaningless to talk about supports and resistance because the markets seem to not respect any levels right now. It just there's just a one-way rally which is on the downside. So this is how the things look in the market right now. And also, if you look at the Bank Nifty, it has been the important level of 34,000, which was acting as a support for the last few days, has not been respected at all today. The markets just fell from the first candle itself and broke the 34,000 levels. So it ended around 33,300, and further, if this is broken, we can expect 32,900 to act as an immediate support. And for Nifty, we were talking about the parallel channel, the downward parallel channel to be precise. So if we look at that, we will see that the markets are still respecting the parallel channel. It's continuing its downward journey. We were expecting yesterday that the markets could show a positiveness where there was a chance that the market could gap up from here, but the US market has set the tone for a very bearish path, and the markets had gapped down, and it's still again came back into the channel. So until and unless this downward parallel channel is broken in the 1 hourly candle, I will not be looking for any bullish symbol. So the only bullish sign we can expect is if this parallel channel is broken on the upside. Otherwise, we can continue to expect a downward trend, and so this is something you can watch out for, and you can also mark these levels in your charts so that you can have an idea of how to trade in the coming days. So that is all from my side today. We will see how the US market ends, and with that we shall be returning on the discussion tomorrow in the pre-market show. Hope you do we hope we have a hope this the fall arrests soon, because everywhere it looks very bearish. And also, if you're planning to invest your money right now, it's obviously good to invest in actually large cap blue stocks, because blue chip stocks. Otherwise, if you are investing in growth stocks, it is actually you'll see that growth stocks have fallen 50, 60, 70% all around the world. So the only thing you should be betting your money is on the tried and tested stocks. So profitable companies which have a good history, you can expect to invest in those. And so for every 400 to 500 fall in Nifty, maybe you can invest 20 to 25% of your capital. It is again not a good advice to put your entire capital at one go, because the moment you invest, the market can fall around 10 to 15% from there. So then you will be losing out on an opportunity to buy it at even lower price. So that is why it is always good to keep some cash balance along with you, so that you can take advantage as the markets fall down, because we have seen multiple times this is not something new in the markets. The markets will be falling, it will be going up, but on overall basis, if you look at the charts on a yearly basis, if you look at the past 10-20 years, you will see that the markets are on an uptrend. So there is no reason to panic. People who have come into trading after the COVID, they have only seen the upward journey in the market. They only thought if you put money in the stocks, it will only go up, but that's not true. And now they're learning by seeing the markets. So this is all. So investment advice, for every 400 to 500 fall points in Nifty, you can look to invest 20 to 25% of your capital into good quality stocks. So that is all from my side. Hope to see you in the pre-market show tomorrow, where we discuss the important levels of Nifty tomorrow, and also how the US market closes and what we can expect in the markets tomorrow. So this is where I shall be ending my live stream, and thank you for watching.